Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shemel, Shabbat, Kodash. Shalom to the hopefully elect out there. I'm going to entitle this video, General Nathanyaahlaga can now see what we here at GMS been saying concerning the MOTB. So he's getting closer, but he hasn't put everything together. He can see it now because now he's talking about the digital currency, the CBDC, which he wasn't talking about that, I don't know, 6 months ago, a year ago. He was just saying that the MOTB, mark of the beast, is just sin in all of its forms. Like I said, check out his videos. Go back 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. Anytime he went into Revelation 13, he never mentioned anything about the CBDCs, digital central bank digital currencies. Now he's talking about it, and he says he's going to get it. This man is going to get us through buying and selling through digital money. So now he's admitting that you can't buy. He's saying now you can't buy things, but this is how he's explaining it, and I'm gonna let you hear it. I don't know how long this is going to take me. I may go into something else. Let's see where the spirit takes me. I was just looking at this, caught my eye. The image to speak is a robot AI. See, they can't get it. If the Most High haven't fully opened up your eyes, you know, what does Amos 3:7 say? Most High will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So anything that we're supposed to know to give to the people out there, the Israelites out there, the Most High gave it to us. So when we go into Revelation 13 and 16, what we're saying, we're breaking it down fully, 100%. He's kind of playing around with it, and he's almost at the point where he has to say it, and he pretty much says it. He goes into the buying and selling. He says this is the man who's going to stop you from speaking. If he finds out that you speaking when you go to the supermarket, he's going to say you were speaking. You can't come and buy. That's how he kind of sort of says it. And he's going to make you sin. Aren't we sinning already? Did not the Apostle Paul sin? Did not the Apostle Paul say that he sinned, but it was not me that doeth it, but sin that dwelleth in me? Well, if that's the case, that means the Apostle Paul had the mark of the beast. That's what it means. Read Romans chapter 7. Based upon what General Nathanyaahlaga, because that's his title right now, ever since he came in on the horse, he became a general. They also call him Bishop Nathaniel. He went, and by the way, he went back to the Paleo Hebrew, which he called Ebonics. And a nigga jump up and say Yahweh. But anyway, he's now seeing it, and he watches all our videos. Trust me, because every week he's gonna do something like, okay, overcoming the sin of slavery and the mark of the beast. And pretty much he said the same thing that he said last week and the week before, but now he's slowly adding the digital things, and he's saying now you can't actually buy and sell things if you're doing the work. How are they going to monitor that? What if you wear a mask? You might wear a mask with fringes on it and a border blue, and they don't know if you're Edomite. You might wear gloves, and they don't know if you're Edomites, Moabites. They don't know who you are, and you out there speaking. And then when you go shopping, you take your mask off, and you take your high, you tuck your fringes in. Then you can go buy and sell. You see that doesn't make any sense. He sees what we're saying is 100% truth, but he's either told not to say it, or pride is not allowing him to say it. Because if he says what we've been saying for years, he would have to admit that GMS had the truth, and maybe the Most High is just dealing with GMS, and maybe they do actually have 100% truth. So you see how he's slowly creeping toward the truth. He's changing the narrative, so to speak. Like I said, go back, I don't know, a year, 2 years. They ain't mentioned CBDC. Shit, 9 months ago, he ain't mentioned CBDC. And now he's talking, like I said, I'm saying it for the third, I'm sounding like a broken record. but I got to hit it home. Now he's talking about actual buying, selling. He he's saying he said a couple of years ago, 2016, whatever. He said it's not. It has nothing to do with people. That they're not going to get the mark. It's talking about nations and corporations. It had nothing to do with people. But what does the 17th verse say? Any man that doesn't have the mark cannot buy or sell. It says man. So now he changed the narrative again and saying that men and women can get the actual mark, but it's sin in all of its form, whether it's political or religious. So we can go back and forth all you want. We're gonna win we're gonna win in the end. And you may just one day admit it and say that I've been saying that for the longest, you morons. Well, guess what? We got the records. We got a lot of your videos, a lot of statements that you made, and we have our videos. Our videos are still up there. If you go to some of the archive YouTube pages that we got videos that go back 2016, 2014, 2013, 2010, 2007. Well, you can't even find those videos. So we've been teaching it the same way. Now the CBDC, we added that in because they just started talking about the CBDC as of a year and a half, 2 years. They've really been talking about it inside of this year. They've been talking about it a lot, the CBDC. You had at the World Economic Forum, they made us one of the speakers, I think it was Karl Schwab, the German guy with the bald head. I believe he made the statement, but they're all in agreement to what he said. I believe he made the statement. There's a newspaper article. He said, we're going to take the CBD system and we're going to put it in people's bodies. We're going to put it in their skin. The head of Nokia was at one of the meetings of the World Economic Forum. The head of Nokia, I believe he was the CEO. Don't ask me his name. I mean, you can look it up. He made a statement. He said the phones that we're using, the smartphones, went from cell phones to smartphones, and ultimately, this technology will go into your body. In order for you to see, ultimately, to use the CBDC, the digital currency, eventually it's going to go into your body. Now, if they do away with paper money altogether, they're going to give you credit cards, or they're going to your bank. Pretty much everything I pay for is out of my bank account. I make sure checks are put in my account, and the bill. Most of I would say 95% of my bills are automatically deducted. So I go to my app on my phone, and then I can see it says I deposited a check on such and such a date for X amount of money. The next line would say $200 was taken out for your cable bill. $19 taken out for one of your streaming services or whatever. Even when I drive my car, I go through a toll, which I've been avoiding tolls. When I was doing the Uber thing, I was using the tolls every day. So if I go through a toll, I have the Easy Pass, and I have an account. So what happens is it's deducted from my account. So what I got currently in my account, I believe is like $25. So as I use it, if I go across a bridge for $8 or whatever, $3, whatever the case may be, $3 is deducted from that $25. So when it gets down to the last $5, or when it gets down to zero, they take the money out and they put another $25 in my account. So I always have money in my account. If I go through a bunch of tolls, let's say I drive from here to Washington, I go through a bunch of tolls and it's $50 in tolls or whatever, I'm going to use up the 25. Then they're going to give me another 25. I'm going to use that up. And then they're going to deduct it at the end of the month. Oh, you spent, you used $50 in one day. They're going to deduct it out of my account. So the only thing they're going to do is when they set up the CBDC, it's going to be the same system, a little bit different, but ultimately it's going to go into your skin. As Carl Schwab said in the recent news article, that the CBDC system will go into your body. The CEO of Nokia said the smartphone technology will eventually go into your body. So he can't see that. He thinks that they're gonna have people snooping around saying, "No, I saw you speaking. You had the fringes on. You were speaking. No, you can't buy it. You can't buy it today." Well, last week you didn't speak, so I'm gonna let you. No, that doesn't. That does that make sense? Common sense is not so common to these days. So he sees it. So he's almost trying to admit that he sees it, but he's not coming full speed ahead. You know, like I said in previous videos, I'm doing a lot of ranting, but bear with me, because we already know the scriptures, Revelation, 13, 15, 16, 17, mainly 16 and 17. So we know the scripture, so I don't got to read the scripture. Let's read the scripture. I don't got to do that. But now he kind of flipped it and put in the Revelation 17 and 4 to kind of galvanize, I guess, the fact that that is talking about sin, and he uses this thing with the woman, which is the harlot with the forehead and the golden cup in the hand. That has those are two different things. Those are two different things. And like the scripture said, the simple believeth every word to deceive the hearts of the simple. These guys are simple. This is what happens. The scripture said in Jeremiah 17, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man. Don't trust me. The Apostle Paul said, I always quote this, the church of Berea was more noble than Thessalonica. Why? Because they studied to see if those things that Paul said were so. These guys are not doing that. What they're doing, they're taking notes and they're regurgitating what they learned, not from the leadership. It's no longer leadership. There's one leader. There's one leader. When he came in on that horse, he established that there's really only one leader. There's no leadership. There's only one leader. And then there's leaders. There's a level step down. They're not the leaders. He has the last word. And see, in GMS, I don't have the last word, man. We discuss things. If something new come up, we get together. And I'm not, look, I said it. That's what it's going to be. No. If it doesn't make sense, I can't bring it in there. I'm bound by the scriptures, just like the Most High is bound by his prophecies. Romans chapter 9, it says, what is it? Suffer the matter of fact, let me go to it so I can read it. So I don't get the right words. Let me bring this over here. The Most High can't go against his own prophecies. He can't get up one day and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to save Edomites. I'm not going to say it. He can't do that. He'd be going against his own prophecies, which means he's not the Most High. He can't take this place out unless he puts a spirit on them to set up the charagma, the MOTB. That's why we keep talking about it. If you don't like it, keep moving. Keep moving. Just go someplace else. I don't care if it's one person watching you. At this point, I don't give a shit. All right? Because they're all going to have to admit it when they make that breaking news, the hour of temptation or the time of the great testing in the LT, there's going to be breaking news that one thing is going to be this. They're going to eventually do away with money transfers. And it's going to start by you only taking so much out of your bank account in dollars. Then they may do away with the $100 bill. Then you got 50s. You got to turn in your $100 bills to get credit for it. Then it's going to go down to 50s and 20s. And I remember when you had a $1,000 bill. I remember when you had $500 bill back when I was a kid. Okay? So y'all don't know that because y'all ain't been on this earth long enough. But I remember they had $500 bills, $1,000 bills. I believe they even have a $10,000 bill, if I'm not mistaken. But I do remember $500 bill. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But that what they're going to do is, I'm giving you a scenario. They're going to probably, they're going to do away with the $100 bill, so you got to cash it in and get some type of credit, or they'll give you 20s, 50s. Then they're going to do it with the 50, 20. Then eventually they're going to do away with paper money altogether. Everything is going to be in your debit card / credit card. Then it's going to go on your phone as an app or a QR code. And then you'll get, everybody will learn. This is why, and I said this before, this is why the people that come over here from Venezuela and Mexico, these immigrants, illegal immigrants, whatever you want to call them, what do they get when they come over here? They get a free smartphone. They get money. Eventually, where you ever hear of a government giving out free smartphones? Free smartphones. There's people that can't afford a smartphone. There's no excuse for you not having a smartphone, because you can get them for free. Go to any welfare office, and one day I'm gonna do that. You're gonna see somebody sitting there with a card table with cell phones and smartphones and tablets, and then you come up, how much? Oh, it's free. All you got to do is give me your social security number, where you live, blah blah blah, and you got the phone. Okay. Because my demon got one. She didn't need one. She had a smartphone, but she got one any damn way. You know what I'm saying? Just to see if she can get it, you know? But she's in the system. So if she goes to get another smartphone, or her smartphone that she uses don't work or whatever, she can't afford it, she can get a free one. She can go ahead, oh, I'm in the system, boom, right? Eventually, no money, no paper money, everything gonna go into your smartphone in the form of an app, a QR code, and then everything in your, you know how your phones start acting up, and you get an upgrade about every 2 years. Your phone start acting up, it freezes up. You know it's time to get an upgrade. So they'll say, okay, you got to upgrade. It's $200 for the phone, or whatever the case may be. And what do? They take the phone that you have, because everything is based upon your email, the email that you put in there, right? So what's your email? They put in the email, and and you can do it yourself. It's an app on your phone. You can transfer the data from one phone to the next phone. So when you get that new phone, all your apps, all the numbers of your people, your relative, your friends, your people, job number for the pizza shop down the street, Chinese restaurant, whatever, mechanic's number, is all in there because it's transferred. So guess what? What do you think they're going to do? All those apps go into your new phone. So, but eventually, all those apps are going to go into your right hand, or if you're in Europe, into your left hand. So this is not a hard thing. And everybody's going to say, as I said in the past many times, when this thing happens, and it will happen, people are going to say, oh shit, GMS was right. Something to that effect. I might even make a t-shirt. Oh shit, GMS was right. So now, where did I say I was going to go? Oh yeah, Romans. Romans 9. That's the spirit. Let me go to the word fitted. This is what I want. Okay, the key point is in the 22nd verse. I may want to read a couple of verses, start a couple of verses above that. I'll start at the 18th verse. Therefore, matter of fact, you know what? Okay, 13th verse says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. The Most High does not change. Remember that. The Most High does not change. So he loves Jacob to this day, and he hates Esau to this day. He doesn't love Jacob and a handful of Edomites. No, he hates Esau and he loves Jacob. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid. Well, the Lord is being unrighteous because he's not being fair. Well, the Most High does what he wants to do. If you don't like it, he'll squash you like the pinche bug that you are. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. Why do you think the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai told Moses to go in and just to tell the children of Israel, go into Canaan and just kill everything that you see, burn shit up, don't take anything, no gold, no silver, no garments. Achan, remember the story of Achan? I went through it about a week ago. It says, don't marry among them, don't have your sons marry their daughters, don't have your daughters marry their sons, just utterly destroy them and utterly kill them. Well, wait a minute. That shows you that the Most High only loved one people. That was a slaughter. That's called a genocide. It said, for he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, like vocab. He's trying to will his way into being a part of this thing. The Christians are trying to will their thing into being a part of this. You're gonna, if you're an Edomite in the kingdom of heaven, you're gonna be where the Edomites are. You're gonna be in slavery. You're gonna be out in the field. Nor of him that runneth. If you run here and there doing all this work, you might help Jake. You know, you still ain't gonna be on the right side of history in the kingdom. But of the Most High that showeth mercy. The Most High showed mercy to Israel. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may show my power in thee. Same thing with Esau. That's why America is going to be destroyed the way it's going to be destroyed. And that my name, there goes the name, which we know the name, Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, might be declared throughout all the earth. In the kingdom, the name is going to be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he hardeneth. You guys that fall off, the Most High hardened your heart and made you fall off. He took the truth away. He gave you the truth, then he took the truth from you. That's why the scriptures say, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. You can't take a break in this thing. You cannot take a break. Everything that you do, it has to be filtered through the scriptures. Thou will say then unto me, why doeth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? What does that mean? Esau is doing what the hell he's doing because the Most High put the spirit on him to be the wicked. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replieth against the Most High? Who are you to tell the Most High what he can do? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? So you should be happy, like High Priest Ariel used to say, you should be happy that you're an Israelite. Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, a vase, another unto dishonor, a toilet? What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction? He says, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. Who is the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction? Esau. So can the Most High just I'm just going to take out Esau today? That would make him not the Most High, because he would be a liar. Because he said, as it is written, so shall it be done. He said this was going to happen in this order. We were going to go, the order was we were going to come up under the Babylonians. Then we were going to come up under the Medo-Persian Empire. Then we were going to come up under the Greeks. Then we were going to come up under the Romans. So it couldn't be the Romans came after the Babylonians. That the prophecies are all messed up. There's an order. The Most High cannot take this place down except the prophecy. He makes the prophecy happen of the CBDC. And we're in it right now. We're talking about months from now. A lot of things are going to change inside of 6 months, actually going into 20. Things are going to speed. It's going to be a whole nother spirit in 2024. Because that will be the year which will probably actually make it mandatory to get that chip, just like the juicy juice. So the Most High can't say, you know what, my people are suffering too much. I can't stand no more. Let me go on down there and save them. That would mean that he's not the Most High, because he lied. He said he's going to do this, and he pulled back on it. The prophecies are set in motion. The prophecies are set in motion, and they have to take place in order. So now let's go to. So now let's listen to this. This is a 3:27:21. So let's listen. He's going to have to admit that we were right. He might not say GMS was right, but he'll say, yes, you're going to get a chip. And I've been saying that for the longest. Oh, you morons. And people are seeing this, man. So you IUIC members, keep window shopping over here at GMS. Got some people here they might not know. Right there, 7 heads, Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Great Britain. As I said before, if you're watching my videos, Russia was not a part of the 7 heads. Russia had nothing to do with the 7 heads. Take out Russia and it was a Germania Major and Germania Minor. Go back into the history. You got the rest right. You got the Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French. Germania Major and Germania Minor, and Great Britain. And out of Great Britain came the 13 colonies of America. The 10 horns, you right. You know, the Italy. They had the ancient names. I got the list somewhere. The Visigoths, the Vandals, the Ostrogoths, the Huns, the Franks. I can't think of all of them, but I have a list somewhere. But these are the current 10 horns, which now the 10 horns are also known as the EU. Now there's almost 40 of them. Ukraine is putting in the application. Well, Sweden is now, I think, officially a part of it. Ukraine wants to be there. They don't want to let Ukraine in there. Zelensky was at a meeting, and they said, Austin, I believe it was Austin that said they can be a part of NATO, but after the war. Because the very minute that Ukraine joins, is accepted by NATO, that all those NATO nations, including the U.S., have to go to war against Russia. So that would upset prophecy because the MOTB has to be fully in place. So let's listen. Or another thing he teaches, that the first Jake Israelite Caesar was a Septimius Severus in 193 AD. No, the first Israelite emperor of the Roman Empire was a man by the name of Nerva. And he came on the scene 96 AD to 98 AD. And then you had, I forget who was after him, but you had Hadrian. You had Hadrian, you had not Commodus. Commodus was the son of Marcus Aurelius. There was a group of Caesars called the 5 good Caesars, and they were all Jakes. And the first good Caesar on the list was Nerva. He was a Jake, because Jake was coming up in power, and Jake just took the power, just like Jake is coming up in power now. Jake is what's up. All Edomite women, if they ain't dealing with a Jake man, They damn sure fantasizing about him. Trust me. As the movie Get Out, at that part, that dinner party that they had, garden party, whatever you want to call it, the one guy goes to the character in the movie, the Jake, and he says, "It used to be a time where being white was the thing." He said, "Now black is back in fashion." So what was the premise of the movie all about? These Edomites kidnapping these Jakes to put their spirit in their bodies, and they were just Jakes walking around, like the one Jake that met the guy, the Jake that was with the Edomite woman. That was the spirit of an Edomite in that Jake's body. So that's what they. One woman says, "Oh, I want his eyes," or something like that. "Oh, I want to get him," because Esau is Edomite women are in a Jake now. Jake is back in fashion. That's a video right there. That's a topic for you, Apostle Nathanyaahlaga. Jake is back in fashion. And then, Vocab Malone, he knows it with the Israelites. He knows it. He's just fighting against it because he's a demon. He can't help it. He can't help it. So let's listen.
The 10 horns is Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Italy, Greece, France, Denmark, Ireland, Germany. I can't see that bottom one. But that's it right there. Go back, Liam.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names.
Scarlet means red. Scarlet means red.
Yes, sir.
Because these are Edomites. Go ahead.
Full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Mm-hmm. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand.
In her hand. And you're going to stress that, in her hand. Go ahead.
Having
in her hand, a golden cup in her hand, full of abomination and fornication. But it has nothing to do with Revelation 13, 16, and 17. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. You can't take one word. Even Vocab got on y'all about that. You go to John 3:16, then you go to, was that Isaiah? I think it's Isaiah 45 and 17. Let me see if I'm correct. Bear with me for a minute. Isaiah 45, verse 17. Let's see if I'm correct. If not, I'll find it. Yep. Okay. So they go to answer John 3:16. They'll go over here. So it says Isaiah 45:17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Now that world in the Hebrew is Iwalam, which means it can mean a long duration of time, or it can also mean forever. Iwalam means like a time of rulership. Like the Romans had a time of rulership, so in the Hebrew that word would be Iwalam, or in the Greek it would be eon. The Greek equivalent of the Hebrew word Iwalam is eon, which is a time of rulership. The word John 3:16, the word world is cosmos, which means a certain group, arranged group of people or things. Like you got the rock and roll world, you got the boxing world, you got the MMA world, you got the hip hop world. You got the world of botany, which is flowers and plants. You got these various different worlds. You go from America and you live in China. That's a whole nother world. There's a song, a whole new world. So there's many worlds to make up a world. So the word world in John 3:16 is cosmos, which is an arrangement of people, which are the Israelites. So this word world is not, this is not, this is the wrong precept to use. World without end is Iwalam. Let's see if I'm correct. Iwalam. And if you click on it, long duration, antiquity, of futurity, forever, ever, everlasting, evermore, perpetual, old, ancient world. It means forever, or it means a duration of time. So you got to go into that Hebrew and that Greek, man. Let's listen to a little bit more, and I'm gonna get ready to close.
A golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
So in her hand was abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Give me one word, brothers.
Sin.
Sin. Next verse.
And upon her forehead was a name written.
So upon her forehead, there's a name written in her mind. It's about her mind of America. Go ahead.
Mystery.
Mystery.
Babylon the Great.
Why does it say mystery? Because a lot of people don't realize America is Mystery Babylon.
It's nothing to do with Revelation 13, 16, 16 and 17. It has nothing to do with that.
Go ahead.
Mystery. Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
And abominations of the earth. That's why America's pushing same-sex transgenderism worldwide. They push that.
That's why there's a big thing with Uganda, because they don't accept, the happy people as being part of the human race, humanism. But at the same time, the people of Uganda, they're going to accept the Karagma. That shows you right there that there's two. They're going to accept the CBDC. All right.
That everywhere. Okay, that's her. So we go back to Revelation 13 now. And what verse? Verse 16 again.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
So that mark is sin. Go ahead. And how are they going to enforce that? Go ahead.
And that no man.
Now listen, he's going to go into the digital currency, the CBDC. Just started saying that as of, I don't know, a month, 2 months ago. We've been saying it since they started talking about it. Year and a half, 2 years ago?
Might buy or sell.
So they're going to use a digital currency, buying and selling. That's how they're going to force people to break God's law.
Let me let you hear that again. He didn't say that in the past. If you go back 2016, 2015, whatever, 2014, he said that the MOTB, the mark, has nothing to do with people. It's talking about nations and governments. Now he's saying it's talking about people and it's sin. Now he's saying it's digital money to buy and sell. Now he's talking about now you can actually buy and sell, or if you don't have it, you can't. So in other words, you got to sin. You might go to BJ's and somebody says, did you sin today, sir? No, I forgot to sin. Well, just sin, you can buy this. So you see a guy with his wife. He said, that's your wife? He said, yeah, you smacking the ass. I just sinned. Let me go pay for it. Do you see how stupid that shit sounds? Huh? Let's listen again.
Read that again, verse 17.
And that no man might buy or sell.
So now he's saying buy and sell, meaning you can purchase things, make transactions, go to the store, use a credit card, use money. Because he's saying you can still use money and come out your pocket, but you got to sin. So the clerk got to know that you sinned that day. Or you better be wearing a mask when you go out speaking.
Save he that had the mark.
Like in Uganda. Uganda said, we don't accept LGBT. They said,
but Uganda will accept the CBDC. They won't accept the LGBT, but they will accept the CBDC. So you can see, man, y'all window shoppers, y'all better you better step inside the door. Stop window shopping and go in there and really shop.
Cannot buy or sell. Y'all see it in the news. That's on a major level. But they're going to start doing it with every so-called citizen or denizen in America.
A citizen, a denizen is like a denizen is a person that might be from Jamaica that's been living in America for 30 years. He's really not a citizen. He's really a denizen until he gets his citizenship. You know, you could be a resident. You get resident status, which is a denizen. Citizen. So what is a citizen? What is a citizen for that matter? They're people. Remember years ago, he said, we're talking over 10 years ago, he said it had nothing to do with people. Had nothing to do with people. That's why he would never go to the 17th verse of Revelation 13. He just stay in the 16th verse. He said it's talking about nations, big nations and small nations, rich nations and poor nations, and corporations. Has nothing to do with people. Now he's saying it's people. Meddle not with them that are given the change. We never change the doctrine.
As well.
Right. That's what the digital ID is about. All of that is to be, all your information won't be there. So all you got to do is press one button and shut down everything. Your bank.
And that's correct. They're getting it right. Now they're cooking with grease. Now they're cooking with grease. But eventually, everything will go into your body and in the form of a chip. So all the apps in your smartphone will be transferred into your chip. Does the smartphones have a SIM card, which is a chip? When you make these electronic devices, you need chips, right? So guess what? There's going to be a chip put in you. So it's going to be put in you.
The school loans, everything. Or everything. You can't buy none.
17 again.
And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
So you gotta accept sin, okay? And they can control everything. Once they make their finances digital, they can control what you.
Once they make their finances digital, what are they going to do? They're going to eventually put it in your hand or in your forehead. So he's that close, but he hasn't hit the mark, which is sin. He's sinning right now. Sin is to miss the mark. He's missing the mark. He's leading these people astray. He's lying to them. So he's sinning right now.
Eat as well. Let's say you want to buy some lamb. They say, nope, this money you can only use it for GMOs. Once it's federal, they can control everything. And if they see you teaching the street, they're gonna shut him down. He's breaking the law. Shut him down. Boom. That's what they do, and they're gonna try to use that to force us to break God's commandments. But it ain't going. It might work on some of y'all, but it ain't gonna work on the rest of us.
Hey, even YouTube page, like those of you that got YouTube pages, Facebook pages, everything won't be in one. You don't understand? You're gonna meet the point where you see how we on YouTube teaching right now. That's gonna stop. Okay, for you YouTube Israelites, you Facebook Israelites, it's gonna stop. Okay, because they're gonna come down on us hard, and they're gonna try to stop this word from going out. Okay, and they're gonna shut down all these YouTube accounts that we got set up. You know, we're gonna gotta hit the streets.
That's when you got to eat this role and accept it, because if everything's shut down, you can't go, well, let me see what this brother said. That elder, that apostle, that bishop did a video on this to understand it. What you're going to go and you're not going to find it. So you better get it now. You better eat this role. Eat this role. Don't, the ones of you that watch our videos or any of the Israelite videos to be entertained, you're going to get caught out there. You're not going to know what to do when they shut everything down. So I wish they shut everything down to fucking today. That's one step closer to us getting the hell up out of here, man. Like I said, there's going to be a major shakeup in Israel when they make that breaking news. Everything's got to be put in your hand right now. It's going to go from the making the paper money totally obsolete. Everything's going to be done on your credit cards. Then everything's going to go from credit card to your smartphone, which a lot of people are doing it right now. Then everything from your smartphone, the apps, the QR codes, it will go into your hand, will go into your body, because you can lose your smartphone. Somebody can steal your phone when they rob you, right? So how do you stop all that? Put it in the guy's skin. Put it in a man or a woman's skin. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.